Okay, what is up, you guys? It is Rai here, and today I will be talking about the whole Attack on Titan Season 3 Part B, or Part 2, or whatever the hell you want to call it, but the second part after the pause. So, let's get into it. So, at the beginning, we all know that Erwin Smith and his group, his team, they were planning to retake Wall Maria. So, of course, they had to face the Beast Titan and the Armor Titan and the Colossal Titan to do this. I mean, because the Beast Titan, they were after Eren, and well, they were also after the extinction of humanity, or what we thought was the complete version of humanity. So of course, Erwin Smith had to face the Beast Titan because he was in command. Reiner and Bertold were following the Beast Titan's orders. Zeke Yeager versus Erwin Smith and Armin Arlert. So why do I mention Armin as well? Because for the most parts, in my opinion, Armin did most of the thinking. I mean, he thought of everything. He did more thinking than Erwin himself, if that makes any sense. But in this part of the season, Armin took the spotlight. I mean, Erwin did basically nothing, in my opinion, of course, but yeah, I really believe Armin was the one who took the spotlight. He was the one who thought brilliantly, predicted what the Titans would do next. So props to Armin. And that's why I mentioned Erwin Smith and Armin, because Armin really had Erwin's back there. In fact, Erwin trusted Armin so much that he even gave Armin command, you know? A part of Erwin's squad had to take orders from Armin, and that's awesome because he's just a newbie. He's one of the new ones, the fresh ones, the ones that just started, and he's already in command, which says a lot. So the future is really big for Armin. But right after Armin's ingenious plan found out where the Titans were, where Reiner was hiding, immediately all the other Titans appeared, including the Beast Titan with a whole bunch of other Titans, brainless Titans. So that's where, for the most parts, the Beast Titan started attacking Erwin. So, you know, it was Erwin versus the Beast Titan finally. But we still have to remember that Reiner transformed and he was going after Erwin as well. So as a backup plan, Eren had to transform and take Reiner's attention, because after all, they are still after Eren. They are still after the coordinate. So it was Eren versus Reiner, but this time around, Eren learned the hardening ability. He learned how to harden his skin, and mostly he focused all his hardening powers into his fists. So the fight was really more even, and I mean, with one or two punches, Eren had Reiner on the ground. But strangely enough, Eren wasn't the one to finish Reiner off. It was Hanji's squad against Reiner. I mean, Reiner thought of it as strange as well, because he was like, well, these guys, their blades can't hurt me, so what the hell, why are they attacking, you know? So he was like clueless and like, what can these puny humans and their weak blades do, right? But that's where we found out that they had this new invention. They were like rocket missiles. They penetrate the skin and then cause a really huge explosion, and it was really super effective against Reiner. And before you know it, before we knew it, Reiner was almost completely beaten by Hanji's squad within a few minutes. I mean, they had an ingenious plan, and after a while, Reiner was completely out of it. He was still alive though, but he was almost practically dead. And at the same time, when Bertold realized that Reiner was struggling, he immediately transformed to obviously come help his teammate, right? Because that's what you would obviously do. And so at that time, it was Armin and Eren versus the Colossal Titan, and that was amazing. One of the most epic fights. It wasn't that epic, but I mean, it was amazing to see how Armin and Eren did against the Colossal Titan. And for the most parts, if I'm really honest, the Colossal Titan wasn't that much of a fight. He wasn't that much of a threat either. Well, he was, but only to Armin, if you know what I mean. But he wasn't that much of a threat. I mean, as the one of the biggest Titans out there, I would expect you will be able to do more damage, but he didn't do much. I mean, all he did was walk around and destroy things with his hands, but I really expected a lot more from the Colossal Titan, one of the biggest Titans there are. Unfortunately, that fight ended in Armin being totally roasted to crisps. He almost turned black charcoal, that type of burn. So at one point we really thought that Armin was gonna die, and for a second there I thought he was dead. But luckily, thanks to his ingenious plan once again, Eren was easily able to take Bertolt out, easily able to take the Colossal Titan down. Which is a plus, because with this it means that they had the Armored Titan and the Colossal Titan down for the count. The only thing left was the Beast Titan, which is where I'm gonna come to now. Erwin's squad versus the Beast Titan, and this is where I say that Erwin didn't do much. He wasn't much of a leader in this. Well, he was, but I mean, all he did was led his squad to their deaths. And why did they do this? Was to distract the Beast Titan from the most sure and obvious danger and threat to him, which was Levi. So it was an ingenious plan, but at the cost of everyone's life. But again, Erwin's thought was like, I mean, if even 5 or 3 humans survive, and at the cost that we win and we figure out what's inside that basement, humanity won, right? Because after all they needed to do was retake the wall, which they did, and defeat the Titans, which they also did. And that's where I come to, and that's Levi versus the Beast Titan. Oh my god, guys, I don't have to even start about this. You can't imagine how much I fanboyed about Levi versus the Beast Titan. This was the most epic fight since Levi versus the female Titan. This one was even better quality, better cuts. Levi did that spinning cut thing again, but this time even better. I mean, he had the Beast Titan completely fooled and confused, and before you knew it, 5 seconds later, the Beast Titan was completely defeated by this one human, this one little man. So I'm starting to believe that Levi is not killable. I mean, this dude can't die. So after they defeated the Beast Titan, well, they didn't completely defeat him, but he submitted and ran away. So he declared that it was a draw between him and Levi. I personally think Levi beat the shit out of him, so yeah, there's that. Props to Levi again. But what they found out was a very scary truth that I think all of us could have imagined something like that, but the honest truth is that inside the walls and where they are living and what they seem to think is all of humanity is just like 1% of the whole world. They are completely isolated from the entire world of humans, so they are not the only humans. The only thing is, they are the only humans that can turn into Titans. So that's why they are isolated. Because the rest of the world thinks of them as monsters, because they can transform into Titans. So, yeah. That's why they were isolated and, hiding inside of the walls away from everything else. And that's also why the first king, the first founding Titan as well, not the first founding Titan because that was Ymir, but the first king of the wall, that's why he erased the memories of all the humans so that they do not go back to the outside world where they would be hated and discriminated against. It's better you're inside the wall living peacefully with your own kind of people, where basically originally no harm is supposed to come to you, but still do because there are other Titans roaming around. But at least it's not humans, the rest of the population, trying to kill you every day, right? Or hunting you down or whatever the hell. So for a recap, what we know so far after this season is quite simple. So first of all, we know that Zeke can make and control Titans. So out of all the 9 Titans that there are, including Ymir, the founding Titan, the Beast Titan is pretty much one of the strongest. So, I mean, he can make and he can control the Titans, which is pretty similar to having the Coordinate, but it's not quite the same. But he's really, really strong. One of the strongest Titan, if not the strongest Titan. But again, he's still no match for Levi. So I would really want to know what would happen if Levi were to turn into a Titan. This guy would be unkillable, unstoppable, on everything. But here's the plot twist. And it's ingenious. So everyone that's living inside of the walls has the DNA and the blood to turn into a Titan with the serum, right? So every human can turn into a Titan who's living in the wall. But if you turn into a Titan, you will just turn into a mindless Titan and, roam around forever without knowing anything. Unless you turn into one of the 9 Titans. If you turn into one of the 9 Titans, then you'll be able to keep your memories, gain control of the Titans, and so. But the only problem with this is the moment you turn into one of the 9 Titans, that's the moment you will, eventually in 12 years, if I'm not mistaken, that's what they mentioned, you will die. Because that's the time limit you have. It's 12 or 13, I'm not sure right now. But so the second you turn into one of those 9 Titans, you have a time limit on your life. So Aaron's running out of time, I'm pretty sure. Plot twist, we know that Levi gave the serum to Armin instead of Erwin. So Armin is the new Colossal Titan. So that also means he has a lifespan of 12 years to go. So that's the only risk. You get an unimaginable power and control over your body and the Titan that you control, but there's a limit. You'll die soon enough. What's more, we also know that Eren has the Coordinate, but he is unable to use it since the Coordinate can only be fully used by a Royal. But if a Royal gets the Founding Titan's power, they get brainwashed by the first king of the wall, because he put it that way that once a Royal gets the Founding Titan's power, they get brainwashed into not, destroying all the Titans or stuff like that, because they have the power to do that as well. But what's interesting is that we all know that Grisha Yeager, Eren's father, stole the Coordinate or the Founding Titan's power from one of the previous queens or royals. I don't remember her name right now. And of course he passed this power on to Eren. But Eren's not a royal, so he can't use the Coordinate's power or the Founding Titan's power at will, because of course he's not a royal. But it was really strange because we haven't seen Eren use the Coordinate's power at all in Season 3. At the end of Season 2, we saw how he destroyed the Smiling Titan, you guys remember? But here's where it gets interesting, because at the end of one of the final episodes of Season 3 Part 2, Eren figures out that if he were to touch a royal while having his powers, he's able to tap into the potential of the powers. So it would make sense that when he touched the Smiling Titan, which is one of the royals, I'm not sure her name right now, but she's the wife of Eren Yeager's father, Grisha Yeager's first wife, and mother of Zeke Yeager. So maybe that's why Zeke can control and make Titans, because he's one of the 9 Titans and he has royal blood in him. So maybe that's why he can do things. But the moment Eren touched that Titan, that's the moment that the Coordinate's power awoke. So it makes sense that if Eren were to touch, or anything with Krista, or Historia anyway, Historia race, he would be able to use and command all the Titans and use the Coordinate. Or that's the theory anyway, because the whole Season 3 Part 2, or the whole Season 3 actually, we didn't see Eren use the Coordinate's power even once, guys. I mean, that was the most epic ending part of Season 2. But in Season 3, this guy didn't even use the Coordinate even once at all. So it would make sense that he has to touch or be in contact with a royal to be able to use the power. And lastly, we figured out as well that all of the Titans, especially the 9 Titans, all of the users are connected as one. I believe they are connected through the coordinate. But the guy, I'm not sure of his name right now, but he goes as the Owl. He was the one who gave Grisha Yeager the Attack Titan's powers. And he knew Eren and Mikasa before they were even introduced. And he was like, what the hell am I talking about? Because he told Grisha Yeager about that, but Grisha didn't know who Eren and Mikasa was. But of course, we know that Mikasa and Armin were obviously Eren's friends, so maybe that's why he was saying if you want to save Mikasa and Armin, you should use this power and blah blah blah, save the world, blah blah. But he was talking, and he was probably thinking that he was talking to Eren because Eren's the one who wants to save them. But that was a completely other plot twist to what we know in this Attack on Titan world. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment your thoughts, let me know what you think about it. And if you're new here, if you could hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome. Bye, guys.